was to offer them guidance and sympathy, as well as encouragement, and as their leader, he let them know that at the end of their long journey, they would end up in their own country as a free people, in control of their own destiny. What I have learned from my Torah portion is that I will always attempt to look on the bright side of things, as Moses often did in his life, and also be in control of my own destiny, of course, with the permission of my parents. Even though he was the greatest of our prophets, there were times when he slipped up, and there will be times when I slip up. Moses got his guidance from God, and that was good, but I am one up on him. I have my parents, and they're the best. I will always be able to count on them to give me good advice on any questions or any problems that I may have. My mom and dad are my rock and my foundation, and I know that they'll always be there for me. But more about these two fabulous people a little later on. At this time, it is appropriate for me to thank those people who have made a positive contribution in my life. Unfortunately, there are two people who are not here tonight witnessing me reach this very important goal in my life. Those two people are my Grandma Millie, and my Grandpa Chuck. Both of my grandparents had a strong impact on my life through their love, kindness, generosity, and both of them will always have a very special place in my heart. As Michael said earlier, this service is dedicated in their memory. To all of my aunts, uncles, and cousins, especially those that have traveled from the other side of the world, all the way from Texas, it's great to have everyone together during happy occasions, especially because I'm the center of attention tonight. And I just love it. Just kidding. I love it when we're all together. Not only because you guys are my relatives, you are my friends as well, and that's what makes everything so wonderful. Grandpa George.
Look up at him.
I'm absolutely delighted to have you in my life, especially at my bar mitzvah tonight. You are such a role model for me. You are warm, kind, loving, and strongly independent. It is from you that I get that strong streak of independence, and that's great. However, I promise my mom and dad that whenever I go into the hot tub, I will tell them, and I will never fall asleep. My Granny Annie is a funny and young at heart grandmother. Granny is not only kind and loving, she is very generous as well, and always spends her chump change on us to buy us whatever it is me or Matt want at the time. It thrills me to have my wonderful Granny Annie help me celebrate this very important event in my life.
I love her.
I love her.
Look up.
I am overjoyed that both my Granny Annie and Grandpa George are here tonight to witness me reaching this important milestone. They bring a lot of joy to my life, and I love them both.
Look at both of them now. Good.
As I said before, my brother Matt is a really great brother. No matter what it is that I ask him to do, he does, with the single exception of him allowing me to ride his bicycle that I broke. He's also a great athlete. Last year, if we played 100 games of basketball, he would probably have beaten me 98 games to 2. This year, if Matt and I played 100 games of basketball, he would have probably beaten me 96 games to 4. The way I calculate it, when I'm 72 and he's 74, if we play 100 games, I'll beat him 51 to 49. And I'll never let him forget that I'm the number one. Matt, you're the greatest older brother a kid could ever want. I love, admire, and respect you, and I am proud to call you not only my brother, but my friend as well.
Look up at him. And look up at your mom and dad now.
As far as I'm concerned, my parents are 100% perfect. Mom and dad are like a well-oiled machine, always working together and guiding Matt and me with love, suggestions, support, and always with good advice to be the best we can be. We are an incredibly close family, and the love that I have for my mom and dad cannot even be expressed in words. It is so large. Just the other day, my mom was joking how most fathers get to do the fun things with the kids. This is because mothers are usually doing the grunt work for everyone else in the family. For those who do not know what grunt work means, it is cleaning everything in the house, doing the laundry, transporting the kids everywhere on the planet, helping them with their homework, disciplining them, taking them to every sporting event and other appointments that they have. being the kids' doctor, nurturer, and when they're feeling down, they lift up our spirits. Plus, most moms have outside the house full-time jobs. In my home, all of that I just mentioned is much more equally distributed. My dad takes us to sporting events, cooks really great meals, gives us great advice, and does so much more. Yet, my dad still gets to do the really fun things with us. That's because he's a teenager at heart. My mom and dad, I want you to know that all that you do for me is appreciated tremendously, and I love you with all of my heart. I know that I have been blessed by being able to call Tina and Howie Feinstein my mother and father. Mom and Dad, I will always treasure and love you up to the stars. Praised are you, O Lord, our God, King of the universe, who has created life, sustained us, and kept us to this day. Amen.
Amen. You can applaud if you want. Come over here. Turn around. Okay. Go ahead.
Yevorechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
Adam, may the Lord bless you and keep you.
Yo'er Adonai ponav elecha v'yichoneka.
Adam, may the Lord shine his face upon you and forever be gracious unto you.
Yiso Adonai ponav elecha v'yosem lecha shalom.
And finally, Adam, may the Lord lift up his countenance to you and always grant you shalom rav, eternal peace. And to that, let us all say, Amen.
Amen.
At this time, it is my pleasure and my honor to present to Adam this bar mitzvah certificate testifying that this wonderful young person has accomplished his goal of becoming a bar mitzvah on Saturday evening, June 2nd, 2012. This date corresponds to the Hebrew date of the 12th of Sivan, 5772. Mazel tov and congratulations. And now the cantor will lead us in singing Simin Tov and Mazel Tov.
Simin Tov and Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov and Simin Tov. Simin Tov and Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov and Simin Tov. Simin Tov and Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov and Simin Tov. Leila Baruch. Simin Tov and Mazel Tov and Mazel Tov and Simin Tov. Simin Tov and Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov and Simin Tov. Simin Tov and Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov and Simin Tov. Leila
I now call up to the podium Mom and Dad to say a few words to Adam and the congregation.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. Say it. No. You stay here.
Before I begin to speak to my little man, I'd like to say thank you to everyone here today and everyone here in my heart for being a part of our lives. You've made our world a better place just by being in it, and I'm thankful that you're here to celebrate Adam with us. Thank you to Michael for your teachings, your patience, and for trying to understand and accept Adam's busy social life and still somehow make this day possible. I'll miss you. Last but not least, to King Howard for being the best daddy, the best husband, and my buddy. Thank you for giving our child this amazing and magical day. It's a gift he can treasure forever. Adam, I know this is your special day, but I feel like I'm the lucky one because I get to be your mom. Thinking back to the night I went into labor with you, I just stayed in bed the entire night pretending that you were just a really bad stomachache because I was so afraid for you to be born. I just couldn't imagine how I could love another child as much as I loved Matthew. Finally, you made it clear that you were coming out whether I wanted you to or not. And you forced me to wake up Dad to take us into the city in rush hour traffic, and we're very close to being born in the Midtown Tunnel.